they should, but I don't think that they can do that without your permission. And so I think when you're creating a business or when you have a business, I think it's important to understand everything that goes into making sure that that business is functioning the way that it needs to function.
Yeah.
And I think I just, one of the things that I've learned over all those years of working in law firms, and I'm going to steal sort of somebody else's um, comment about this. There was an attorney on LinkedIn that I follow, and I don't recall his name off the top of my head, anyways, but he made a comment and he said, when I go in to help a client and I have to build a contract for this client, I think of what's the worst possible scenario that can happen to my client that would make him not be able to fulfill his end of the bargain, right? And he's like, I have to imagine that a koala bear bites the head off of my client and my client can't perform. Well, what policies can I write into this contract so that even if my client's head gets bitten off by a koala, which is very unlikely living in New York City, that
Right.
you're going to get your head bitten off by a koala, right? But
Yeah.
he's like, I have to imagine that worst case scenario. So that's the mindset I take. When I look at a business, granted, you might be the most successful person in the world in your business, but the minute I meet somebody, I don't think of what's going well in that person's business. I think of what's the worst possible thing that can happen to this
Mhm.
person that could affect their business. And so I work backwards from the worst case scenario to the best case scenario. Whereas most people look at the best case scenario and don't even concern themselves because they think if everything's going well, who cares if I have to pay $1,000 for a fine? And it's like, no, I don't want you to pay $1,000. I want you to use $1,000 that you would pay to the government to hire another employee so that most more people can get jobs and help you grow your business. So
Right.
I think that's where I come in. That's what I try to do from a compliance. So maybe you're going to give me another extra week to live because